All right, you guys, today we're going to be going over the midpoint formula and the distance formula. So yesterday we just did counting between 2 points and I showed you how to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between 2 points. Today we're going to be using the actual distance formula if we want to count the distance between 2 points, or if we want to find the exact middle between 2 points, we're going to be using the midpoint formula. I will take a picture of the notes and post them in Google Classroom so you know how to fold them and glue them into your notebook. So first we have the midpoint formula. So the midpoint formula is finding the exact middle between 2 points. Your answer will be an ordered pair, so we need parentheses. And it's x sub 1 plus x sub 2 divided by 2 and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 divided by 2. And don't get scared about the little tiny ones and twos. I will explain to you what they mean. We've done them before. And just know your answer will always be an ordered pair. So that's the midpoint formula. And just know you can pause the video and rewind if you have to. All right, next we have the distance formula. So the distance formula is going to be the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 all squared plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all squared. You're going to be using these formulas a lot, so make sure you're reading them and you understand how to use them. All right, so now we're going to go into the other side. I got to flip my paper. Okay. All right, so important points, distance between 2 points. We're going to be getting questions like what is xy? What is the measure of xy with the line above it? What is the length of xy? So all of these are asking you the same thing. What's the distance between 2 points? You may see it written various ways. And remember that we talked about it yesterday. Your answer will always be a positive number. When we're talking about distance, it's going to be a actual value, not a coordinate. And then again, finding the distance, there is the formula and the steps to do it. We're going to jump right into the example. So the first thing you want to do is find out what are the ordered pairs for A and B. So A is at 3, -7. And C is at 0, 3. We're going to be using the distance formula for this because it says find the distance between A and C. Mind you, since we have a graph, you can do it like we did yesterday with Pythagorean theorem, or you can do it by the distance formula. It depends which way you prefer. So we know our distance formula. I'm not going to rewrite it because it's right over here. But I am going to write, sorry, let me erase that. We don't need that. I am going to write the ordered pairs here. It doesn't matter the order that you write them. We have 0, 3, 3, -7. We label these, since this is our first ordered pair, we label it x1, y1. Since this is our second ordered pair, we labeled this x2, y2. Once we have these, we take these and we substitute them into our distance formula that I highlighted. So we have distance equals, we have x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is 0, squared, plus y2, which is -7, minus y1, which is 3 squared. So all we did was substitute our values into our equation. And now we simplify it. Don't forget to bring down your square root symbol each time. 3 minus 0 is 3 squared. Negative 7 minus 3 is negative 10 squared. And then we have 3 squared. This is 3 times 3, which is 9. Negative 10 squared is negative 10 times negative 10, which is 100. If we add those together, we get 109, which is approximately 10.44. Make sure you do this part in the calculator. So again, you could have used Pythagorean theorem on this one, how we did it in our notes yesterday, since it's already graphed, but if not, this is how you do the distance formula. So we're going to do one more example. It says find the distance between points -1, 4 and -3, -4. So the only way to do Pythagorean theorem on the second one is if we actually graph them and then draw our triangles. But since we don't have a graph, we're going to just use the distance formula. So again, we're going to label this x1, y1, since this is our first ordered pair, x2, y2, since that is our second ordered pair. We're going to substitute those into our distance formula. So we have x2, which is -3, minus x1, which is -1 squared, plus y2 minus y1 squared. We know right here a negative and a negative makes a positive. So we have -3 plus 1, which is 4 squared. No, just kidding. -3 plus 1 is -2 squared. Plus -4 minus 4 is -8 squared. -2 squared is -2 times -2, which is +4. -8 squared is -8 times -8, which is +64, which equals to the square root of 68, which is approximately 8.25. So that's how you find the distance using the distance formula between 2 points. And again, if you need to pause the video or rewind, make sure you do so. Next, we're going to do the midpoint formula. So for the midpoint formula, make sure you read the important points. It's the midpoint between 2 points, or we may say the exact halfway between 2 points, the average of the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate, and then for this one, our answer will be a coordinate, and then it gives you the steps to finding how to do the midpoint. And then you have the steps over here on how to find the midpoint. We are not going to do... You guys don't even have this part written on your foldable, so just ignore that this is here. I should have whited it out. We're not going to do that. So I'm just going to erase it now so you don't get confused. All right, so again, we need to start off by finding the ordered pairs for those points. This ordered pair is at -8, -4, and this ordered pair is at 6, 2. So we have -8, -4, 6, 2. We're going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2, but this time we're using our midpoint formula, and it decided to highlight everything for me. I don't know why. and I don't know how to, oh, there it goes. Ugh. Having technical difficulties. All right, it doesn't want to work anymore. We're going to be using this formula right here. All right, so we're finding the midpoint. We have x1, negative 8, plus x2, which is 6, divided by 2. And we have negative 4 plus 2 all over 2. So negative 8 plus 6 is negative 2 over 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2 over 2. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. Negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So what they're saying is the halfway point between D and B is at negative 1, negative 1. So they're saying it's right here. And that's all we have to do.